Every emotion that you feel is the way you feel as you harmonize or not with what your inner being knows. So your inner being knows who you are as you decide to come into this body, clearly knows. And then your inner being sees you every step of the way, knowing what you don't want. Someone's rude, you want niceness. Someone's hungry, you want food. Someone's confused, you want clarity. Someone's unhappy, you want happiness. In other words, you did such a good job in the very, very early years, right up until right now, of launching rockets of desire. And your inner being has received all of those. You have contributed mightily. And whether you ever in this physical lifetime figure out how to let it in for your satisfaction and benefit is not relevant to what your contribution has been, because you have contributed. Your asking has been strong. And the answering of source energy is about what you and others have been asking for. Satisfaction, a feeling of well-being, a feeling of contentment or satisfaction, right up to that feeling of eagerness and passion. All of those good feeling emotions, that means you're in harmony with your inner being's knowing on the precise thought that you have active in that moment. So when you are hard on yourself, you cannot do a disservice to anyone, but you can certainly do a disservice to yourself by not letting yourself in on what you have set in motion. Talk about service. Most people, we love you so much. You know what's coming next. Most people think that real service requires a price to be paid by you. In other words, if you do something for someone, then you needed to give up time that you could have done something else with. You're giving up money that you could have used in some other way. Most people don't accept service unless you sacrifice. And then they don't receive the benefit of what they're calling service. Isn't that jacked up? So how did humans come to such momentum about that? They came to that momentum because they are evaluating by manifestational results rather than by vibrational moment-to-moment feelings.
This bothers me so much a lot of the time that I feel like I'm kind of an asshole. And then I'm just more of an asshole because I feel like I've been an asshole.
But you see, that's momentum. There is an asshole momentum. There is definitely an asshole momentum. And the assholes are everywhere. And if that's your bandwidth, because you're down on yourself, then that's the vibration you're offering. Then everywhere you go, asshole, asshole, asshole. They're everywhere. The world is rampant with assholes. But it's also rampant with happy people, kind people, willing people. In other words, don't ask the world to be good so that you can, from your perspective. You know what that feeling is? That's the feeling of denying your own alignment. But do you know what's so funny? It is funny. We're not making fun, but it is ironically funny. You feel like an asshole. Boy, that has a ring to it, doesn't it? You feel like inappropriate or down on yourself or disapproving of yourself. You feel like an asshole because you are denying yourself alignment with your inner being, who doesn't feel that way about you. If your inner being thought you were an asshole, you'd like it. If your inner being was on that wavelength, you go, asshole, you go. If your inner being were rooting for that, you haven't been rude enough to enough people. You need to get out. Don't just stay home by yourself. Get out there. Make trouble for others. If your inner being were really in agreement that that's the way you serve this planet, then you'd be taking delight in it instead of beating up on yourself about it. And the reason it doesn't feel good to you is because you're denying your connection with your inner being who adores you as you are. Your inner being who knows that you get to have a step one moment. Your inner being who knows that words don't teach and that life experience does. Your inner being who revels, who takes such delight in your exposure to life so that you can decide how you feel about how you feel. It's interesting. There are a lot of people thinking a lot of things about a lot of things, having a lot of opinions about a lot of things. And none of them like anybody else's opinions. They just don't. There's a human attitude of, I'm right, which makes you wrong. Where what's really going on is you are all right because you're only attracting to yourself. And through the attraction to yourself, then you're making better and better decisions. And let's start again. You're really going to like this. So we talk a lot about the path of least resistance. And sometimes we get really animated about it. In other words, fearful. That's a lot of resistance. If you feel angry, it's less resistance. So that's the path of less resistance. If you feel hope, that's less resistance. It's still resistance. But when you get to love and joy and those feelings of fulfillment, now you're on the path of more allowance, more and more allowance, more and more allowance. So what is this path of most allowance or less resistance? Depends on where you are on it. What is it? What's the path leading to? It's a path to what? It's a path to who you are, and not who you were before you were born, who you have become even since you've been here. And that's what's bothering you. Your life has caused you to become more, but you're not keeping up to speed with it because you are, like most humans, using other criteria to determine the appropriateness of your beingness. It's not easy to convince you all. We've been after it for a while. That you are not just a lover, you are love. And when you're not loving, you feel rotten. And when you feel rotten, then you feel like you need to defend why you feel rotten, which means you need to defend anybody that you think is the reason that you feel rotten. It's just a cycle that perpetuates. But once you really get it, that you are love, and that, now this is going to ruffle some feathers, and you'll send letters to the office, and they won't give them to Esther because they're nice to Esther. So you cannot separate yourself from your inner being. You cannot behave in a way that your inner being would cease knowing your value and loving you. And that's why the more you feel like not loving you, the worse you feel, because the separation between you and you is getting greater and greater. And you see evidence of that. The madder and meaner and bigger and awfuler anyone is, the more separated they have caused themselves to be from their natural source of love. It's just absolute. We appreciate so much your conversation, and we really liked it on the heels of pronouncing that Esther's just decided that she's not going to feel bad about those moments where she decides to just goof off. She's good at things, she's productive, she's an organizer. She has a place for everything, and everything's in its place. She likes to be on top of things. She's really hard after keeping her promises to herself. And sometimes she forgets the most important promise that she's made to herself, and that is to like me no matter what. To like me. To like me. To like me. Because my inner being likes me, and if I choose some reason for not liking me, then I've missed the point of my existence. Yeah? Enough?
Thank you.
Really good. Really good. Don't be upset, but your track title is going to be called Asshole.
I'm stuck between 3 different questions.
You're trying to think your way out. So, can you ask the questions in rapid fire?
Yes.
So do that. Question 1.
Question 1, I separated from someone that I was with for a while.
Okay, got it. Question 2.
Question 2, why am I so worried about what everybody else thinks of me?
Got it. Question 3.
Question 3, how do I be better to my children?
All right, so start with question 1, and instead of asking it as if there's some action that you need to take, or some that you need to think your way out of this so that it becomes really clear and simple, ask the question from the wouldn't it be nice if that were already resolved? What would I be feeling? What is the feeling that I'm reaching for? In question 1, what's the feeling that you want?
Relief.
Relief?
Yes.
So that's a path of least resistance feeling. And if we say from what, then off we go into the weeds. So we're not going to ask that question. But what's on the other end of the stick from relief?
Contentment?
Yeah, that's that for sure. But be bold about it. In other words, when you've been dreading something and experiencing it for a while and you want relief from it, what is it that you think you will feel? What's on the other end of that?
I want to feel free.
And what freedom is alignment. So now let's go to question 2. What was it?
Why do I care so much about what people think of me?
So what's the feeling in that? What's the feeling that you're reaching for? To be understood by the maniac world? To be understood by all of them? Was that how big your question was? Or just the ones that live up close to you? In other words,
Just the ones that live up close.
just the ones who are already so disconnected from life force and from their inner beings that there's no way of rescuing them. They're too far gone. We're kidding. They're not too far. But really, Abraham, I would like to know how I can do the impossible thing of adjusting the people around me. Why do I care about what they feel? You care about what they feel. You care about what other people feel because you care about how you feel. And somehow you've got yourself all wadded up where you believe that you can't feel past what they feel. That was the big thing for Esther. I get to goof off. I don't have to do what everybody thinks that I should be doing. I get to goof off. I don't have to ask for popular opinion. I get to go where I want to go. That feeling of freedom is something that you acknowledge is yours to have. And you know how you get there? By not caring what anybody else thinks. Because you get 2 people in a room and they're going to differ on almost everything that you bring up. Even a group of people like this that are harmonious in so many ways, don't get started on the nitty-gritty of your life or their life. Because they're all choosing different things. So why do you care? It's because, here it is. We're going to give this to all of you. This is big. We're 2 minutes over time. We're going to be 5 minutes over time, but we really want you to hear this. You are born calibrators because you are born vibration. And because at every level of your being, you understand frequency and energy and vibration. So you're seeking. Every cell of your being is seeking alignment. The cells of your body can do it. They do really well talking to the other cells of your body. And if you don't worry and get out of the way and chill more, then their communication goes well and you do good. But most people are not understanding that you are vibrational beings and you're seeking alignment, and that if it were not for thoughts that contradict, you would be in alignment. Now, this goes back to what occurred to Esther as she was doing her processes this morning. That my thoughts are more complicated. My thoughts are more complicated. There's money and not enough money. I want more money, but I don't have enough money. My parents didn't have any money. Nobody in my family had any money. That's just jacked up. Why didn't my family have more money? Shouldn't everybody's family have some money? And shouldn't they be well? Maybe they did have some money, but they never gave any money to me. When I went to college, I was on my own. Nobody gave me any money. Nobody gave me any money. There was a girl that lived with me. Her parents gave her money. When she came, she had a car. That's just jacked up. That's not right. She had so many clothes, we all had to give up space in our closet so that she could hang. In other words, it's really easy to be comparing your experience to others. So here it is. We're coming to something really important here. How did you get to your place of victimhood? How'd you get there? How'd you get your place of victimhood? Oh, lots of different reasons for lots of different people. We'll tell you how you got there. You got there because you deprived yourself of stuff you want, and you couldn't believe that you did it to yourself, so you assigned it to somebody else. Thus, you're the victim. And so the freedom that you seek is freedom from your own contradictory thoughts. And we're explaining to you that if you don't try to think your way through it, but instead you feel your way through it. I want to feel the freedom of letting go of something that was hard and being selfish enough to choose something that feels better. And then just practice question 1 and question 2. What was question 3?
How do I be better to my children?
By these things that we were just talking about. We're not kidding. By demonstrating to them how magnificent they are, and by refusing to see otherwise or tell any other story about them.